What's up, guys? We are back with another Bible story in 5 or 6 minutes. Now, okay, right before we started filming this, there was apparently another song that I also do not know about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. But that's the Bible story. You can check probably the link in the comments that we might have one. Probably not, because I don't know the song and I will not learn it. I'm just going to tell you that right now. But, you know, it's okay. Just kind of review what we've talked about before. We've done the story of Elijah. And remember his big battle with Baal or Baal. Still haven't learned that since I've done that video, but you know, it's okay. But he always was there. God was always there. God always had Elijah's back, just like he has our back. And today we're looking in the book of Daniel, chapter 3 specifically, for this story. And it's another way of just seeing that God is always there when we have faith for him. So, just a little bit of the story here. Daniel was this prophet in the Bible, and he had 3 friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Now, they were in the city of Babylon. What happened was the Israelites had been taken from their home in Israel in the city of Jerusalem, and they had to go away to this faraway land, and they were living in exile, basically. Y'all know what exile is? It's just being taken away from your home and living on your own, anything like that. They just didn't have their identity anymore. Now, the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, what he wanted to do was build this giant gold statue. He wanted to build it up so tall, and he wanted everyone to worship him. I don't know why people build really big statues. Like, I don't get it. Like, what's the reason there? Like, we don't deal with idol worship really much that way today, but we all have different idols. And what he was wanting to do was a form of idol worship, and he wanted himself to be worshipped by the crowd. So the people of Babylon did this, but the Jewish people, they still worship the one true God. They didn't want to worship any idols because they knew who God was and who God is. And he's God of everything. In come Daniel's 3 friends, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. I always think of like Abednego, like a camper or something like that. I don't know. I don't know why I feel that, but I do. They come in and they tell Nebuchadnezzar, after he commands everyone to bow down to the face of this statue. And he says, "Why are you guys not bowing down?" And they say, "No, we are not going to bow down because we worship the one true God." So Nebuchadnezzar gets furious, guys. He is just seething. He is like, you know, it's crazy. So he gets so mad and he says, "All right, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with you guys. I'm not hearing any of this nonsense. You guys are going to worship me." So instead of, you know, like a little like slap on the wrist, you know, he goes all out. Like, he orders this furnace to be built and make it 7 times hotter than usual is what the Bible says. And he wants the 3 of them to be thrown in there, bound up. I mean, to be honest, just burn alive. That's crazy. Can you imagine the fear that they would have been in? Or the fear that you might be in if you were in some sort of situation? Like before when we talked about Elijah, I asked you guys, like, what was a time you were scared? Like, one thing that I always think about whenever I'm scared is I remember the first time I went skiing in high school. We went to Cataloochee with my dad and my best friend Jackson. Guys, I have a massive problem with heights. Like, I don't know why, but I thought it would be an awesome idea to go skiing, and I could barely get down the bunny slope, but what my dad and Jackson decide to do is they take me on the next level, the blue, and it's this wide open field called the Meadows of Cataloochee. On the one side, you can see the forest, so it's like a kind of a line to keep you on that run. That's what they call a run, you're going down on the slopes. The other side is this meadow that just completely drops off into this valley. And I get about halfway down, and of course I've fallen like 5 or 6 times at this point, and I'm hurting. I'm almost having a breakdown. And then my dad had to show me some tough love and basically say, "Joshua, I don't care what you're doing. We are getting down this mountain here." But he meant it out of love. Now, I know this is nowhere near anything like Nebuchadnezzar getting so mad about worshiping himself, but that's just one time. Try to, like, when we're talking about these Bible stories here, think of ways that you can connect things like that. So you're probably thinking at this point, what happens to the 3 dudes? What happened to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Well, they get thrown in the fire, and you think that's the end of the story. You see, God saved them from the fire. The Bible says that when they were thrown in, Nebuchadnezzar gets all excited. He's like, "Yes, I've won, everyone's worshiping me." But that's not what happened. A 4th man appears in the fire. Some people would say, "Oh, this is God sending Jesus, this is an angel, this is God himself coming down." We don't know the actual facts of that. But what we do know is God saved them. They had faith in God, just like Elijah did. Just like I did getting down that mountain, making sure I was okay. Because I remember when I got down, I started shouting like, "Dad, I did it, I did it." And like, mind you, I'm in high school, so I'm acting like a little kid at this point, but it was awesome. And God saved them. Think of a time when you needed faith in God. You could either getting down a slope on a mountain, jumping off a really tall diving board, something simple like that, starting a new school like we talked about with Elijah, or just experiencing something new. The key in all of this is to have faith. Have faith and know that God always has our back. Even during a pandemic, He's always there. And even though when we're starting school, we don't really know what that's all going to look like, He's still going to be right there. And He loves us. And He loves you guys so, so much. And I love you guys, and I cannot wait to be back in person with you. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.